The man accused of planning the murder of popular DJ Warras stood in a Johannesburg court this week and said he shouldn't be in jail. He claims he's got a business, a big family, and no reason to run. But the police tell a completely different story. This is the bail hearing for Victor Majola. He's the 44-year-old charged with masterminding the killing of media personality Warrick DJ Warras Stock, who was shot dead outside a building in Johannesburg's city centre back on December 16th. Majola made his case for bail in an affidavit. He told the court he's a taxi owner with 3 vehicles, owns more than 30 cows, and has assets worth over R500,000. He says he's the only one supporting 12 kids and he doesn't even have a passport. His argument was simple. I submit that I'm not a person who could easily forfeit any bail money. There is no likelihood of me evading trial. He completely denied any role, stating, "I did not kill the deceased, nor was I involved in the planning of his killing. This is a case of mistaken identity."
I consider a charge I face specifically as a charge of premeditated murder, and as the state has already indicated now, should be aiding a charge of conspiracy to commit crime. And I'm informed by my lord that this falls within the ambit of Schedule 6 offences. This therefore means that I have to prove exceptional circumstances before the Honourable Court, showing that it's in the interest of justice that I should be released on bail. I respectfully submit that the function of the court is to assess the prima facie strength or weakness of the state's case and not to make a provisional finding of guilt or innocence. The state is presenting a case which is lacking in detail or persuasion that this court cannot express even a prima facie view as to its strength or weakness, and therefore I should receive the benefit of the doubt. Submissions in terms of Section 64A of the Act. I submit that I will not endanger any person, in particular the complainant in this matter. I have no previous conviction. I have no pending matters, no outstanding warrants for my arrest. My lawyer has explained to me the penalty clause in that an accused person who will fully provide false information to the court regarding their previous conviction during bail application is guilty of an offence under Act 51 of 1977 and is liable on conviction to a fine of imprisonment for a period of not exceeding 2 years or both. I've been in custody since the date of my arrest on the 22nd of December 2025, and there are still outstanding investigations on this matter. I do not have any propensity to commit crimes of violence and or of any nature. Submissions in terms of Section 64B of the Act, which is personal circumstances. I was born at Baragwanath Hospital in Soweto, and later on in my life I moved with my parents to Tugela Ferry in KwaZulu-Natal, South Africa, since my father was working that side. I got grade 11 as my highest level of education. Marital status, I am single. Dependents, I have 12 children mentioned below, some of whom copies of their IDs and birth certificates are attached herein as evidence. Others couldn't be attached due to the fact that my family couldn't get hold of their respective mothers. All of my children rely on me for financial support since I am a breadwinner at home. The list of the children are as follows: is Sinenhlanhla Majola, who's 21 years old, Samkelisiwe Ngubane, who's 20 years old, Sindisiwe Manyoni, who's 19 years old, Anele Kubeka, who's 18 years old. She is the only one whose mother is working. And number 5, which is one of the other children, is Atemba Manyoni, 17, Mlungisi Majola, 14, Wandile Majola, 14, Astandile Manyoni, 10, and Mbele Majola, 9, Elike Majola, 6, and Zusipe Majola, 5, and Amen Majola, 3 years. Community involvement, none. Employment history, I am self-employed. I am a taxi owner. I have 3 taxis registered in my name. I attach here a copy of proof thereof with details and my names and address, which is the same address as mentioned above. I make just over 5,000 rand a week. Safe to say, in this industry, days are not the same. Some I make more, sometimes I make less. Assets. I have movable property in Tugela Fair in KwaZulu-Natal, and I also have been staying in the above mentioned address in paragraph number 1.4 above, since 2016, and I deem such as my fixed address. I have been staying there with the knowledge and blessings of the Indunas who are in charge of the hostel, and they have all my relevant details in their office. I have since enjoyed uninterrupted stay and usage of the said property. My family ties, except for in KwaZulu-Natal, are in this address. I even buried my son in the vicinity of this property in 2018 to enable us as a family to visit his grave on a regular basis. I was also arrested at this address by the police. They found me sleeping in the early hours of the morning, and I fully cooperated with them at all times. Therefore, my address is well known to the state. I am a businessman, and that is my home address. That is well known by my family, my entire family, and members of the community and colleagues. I have movable assets worth over 500,000, and this includes my taxis, my furniture, my clothing, and personal belongings. I also have over 30 cows at home. Travel, I do not have a passport. This therefore considerably reduces any flight risk I may impose.
But the investigating officer, Captain Abe Montwedi, basically said none of that checks out. He told the court their investigation found Majola doesn't have any children, no taxis are registered in his name, and he doesn't have a fixed property address. The state says he's been moving around Johannesburg. The state says it's about control over a building. According to the police, Majola and his girlfriend were allegedly illegally collecting rent from the Zambesi Building, where DJ Warras' security company was working. When the building's owner died and Warras was brought in to properly manage things, planning new security like biometric access, it supposedly threatened that illegal income stream. Warras had even gotten a protection order against 6 people, including Majola's girlfriend, because of earlier threats. Now here's the state's version of the murder. They say on the day Warras was killed, he was at the building to fix cameras. Majola and 2 other men were allegedly waiting. A witness says they heard Majola say in isiZulu, "Here he is." Then Warras was shot. Police claim CCTV from a nearby shop shows Majola with the alleged shooter before and after. Captain Montwedi added some big details. They found DJ Warras' own car registration documents on Majola's phone. He also warned that letting Majola out could risk witness intimidation, mentioning street vendors who saw what happened. And he dropped this: the investigation is almost done and arrests for the actual shooter and Majola's girlfriend are coming soon. This case has hit a nerve in South Africa, touching on bigger, scary issues like building hijackings and landlord syndicates that have been a problem in Johannesburg for years. The human cost was clear in the courtroom, where Warras' family cried as the details were read out. Looking at this, the bail fight is really about 2 conflicting stories. On one side, you have a man saying, "Look at my life here, I'm not going anywhere." On the other, you have police saying, "We think his story is made up and we've got evidence linking him to a clear motive and the crime scene." The court's job is to figure out which story seems more solid right now and whether letting him out could mess up the case or put people in danger. Given how specific the state's claims are, down to documents found on his phone, they've built a pretty strong argument against his release, at least for now. If you found this breakdown useful, make sure to hit the like button. Let us know what you think in the comments below and subscribe for more stories like this. Thanks for watching.